Do you remember Digimon Frontier? That one Digimon season where the Digidestined turned into Digimon themselves? The ones where it felt like they were Mask Riders, Kamen Riders, or Power Rangers. Super Sentai. What if there was a fighting game about it? In comes Digimon Battle Spirit 2. Digimon Battle Spirit 2 came out in Japan on December 7, 2002 for the WonderSwan and then released on the Gameboy Advance on September 24, 2003 and received mixed reviews. The Gameboy Advance was no stranger to having fighting games on the console with games like Tekken Advance, Gundam Seed Battle Assault, and Metabots AX, and many more. Digimon Battle Spirit 2 feels like a bare-bones platform fighter compared to the other games. However, Digimon Battle Spirit 2 does have its perks and its own identity. Digimon Battle Spirit 2 has some backstory to it as well. The game follows the first half of Digimon Frontier, where the Digidestined must defeat the corrupted Kerpymon or Kerpymon and purify it, reverting it back to a Digi-Egg. As a kid, I always called it Kerpymon, however, as I got older, I started calling it Cherubimon. I think it's mainly because there's some sort of mistranslation there where it can be read as Kerubi, which kind of sounds like Kerpy. So yeah, call it by your preference. Cherubimon sounds more angelic, while Kerpymon does give off a more sinister vibe. The game follows the Digimon Frontier roster with Takuya as Agunimon, Koji as Lobomon, Zoe as Kazamon, Tommy as Kumamon, not to be confused with Kumamon from Digimon World 3, and JP as Beetlemon. You have to fight through the entire cast until you get to fight Kerpymon. The game is not your conventional fighter where you have to deplete your enemy's HP and win a round. The game revolves around the mechanic of collecting D-spirits or D-small balls, which can be different values of 1, 2, or 3 points. Balls. And the one with the most number of D-spirits collected after a set amount of time wins the match. The game does make it feel rewarding because small number go up, turn into big number, activate neurons type of thing, and you accumulate those points. Think of it like a similar mechanic to Battle Stadium DON. After defeating the first 5 battles in a mirror match with your own character, you get to fight Luimon and Koji's twin brother Koichi, then after that you get to fight the big bad, Kerpymon. Kerpymon's fight, as I remember when I played this as a kid, was hard. His fight felt unfair to my young kid mind, however, upon playing this again as an adult, the Kerpymon fight felt a little easy. Kerpymon doesn't operate in the same way as the other fights do. His battle is in an arena where you have to jump on platforms and fight like typical action RPG bosses do. Hit the head and hit it as many times until it dies. Kerpymon has a hidden health bar that you have to deplete, while you as the player Digimon have a couple of D-spirits that serve as your HP. You have the ability to recover these D-spirits so you don't hit that game over. Kerpymon has 2 forms, its main form where it shoots projectiles in 3 directions while teleporting around the stage, and a black hole which sucks everything in, and a second form where Kerpymon disappears briefly and you have to hit a thundercloud or dodge it a couple of times. Kerpymon also goes into a second phase where Kerpymon shoots more projectiles and has a stronger suction, and once you defeat Kerpymon, the game shows the cast of Frontier and the credits roll, and if you get a high score, you get to save it. If you get a game over though, all of those good old D-Spirit points you had earlier are gone. So if you want to record a high score, don't lose to Kerpymon. After beating Kerpymon, you then get thrown back into the title menu of the game and also get rewarded the tag for your performance. If you win the game without any points, you get the trainee tag, and the more points you accumulate when you win gives you different tags like Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, and Mega. These tags basically are the stages for Digivolution for those who aren't in the loop. Let's talk about the combat of Digimon Battle Spirit 2. Each Digimon feels like they're based on fighting archetypes. Agunimon and Lobomon feel like the balanced fighters with a mix of good movement tech and a good range attack. Lobomon was a favorite of mine because he does a charge shot, and as a fan of the Mega Man games, this move just makes me happy. Kazamon is the agile fighter that doesn't hit as hard but can hit multiple times, which is cool, but getting hit by Kazamon's running attack confuses you. Sure, you'd be confused too if someone slams their butt in your face, but why does it confuse you? And do you see that small heart? Why? Kumamon is the defensive type fighter with the slow moves, and Beetlemon is the heavy fighter with the hard-hitting moves. And as a Tentamon and Kabuterimon fan, Beetlemon was my personal favorite out of the entire cast. Each Digimon will have a normal attack where you press B and they'll do the respective moves. You can press B twice for a stronger normal move. You can also do an air attack when you press B, and there are even running attacks. Looking at you, Kazamon enjoyers. Each Digimon will have their own special move as well, where they have an upwards B move and a downwards B move. The moves will depend on the Digimon, like how Agunimon and Lobomon have inverted movesets. Some moves will have different effects while used mid-air, like how Agunimon will do a vertical spin, Lobomon can charge his blaster mid-air, and everyone else either does a projectile or a charge move, or even both. Speaking of special moves, Digimon can use their slight evolutions into their beast forms, which grant them heavier and beefier attacks, which means more D-spirits to claim. Aside from D-spirits, you also get the chance to collect yellow diamonds, which allow the Digimon to digivolve into their ancient forms, which hits the enemy and nets you at least 21 points if I counted right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, my guys. You can also whip this move though, so you got to time it right to get rewarded. You can even do this to Kerpymon, but it'll take some luck and skill to land, especially with how Kerpymon sucks everything up. Just like Digimon Rumble Arena and other good old fighting games, shameless plug here, Digimon Battle Spirit 2 has unlockables. First one is Loimon, who we fight in the 6th stage. You get to unlock Loimon as soon as you beat the game twice. Loimon has a chargeable projectile that confuses the enemy and a chargeable spear attack. Loimon is kind of a mix between a heavy hitter with some form of crowd control. His beast form has to be the best way to farm these spirits, and we'll talk about that shortly. The next two unlockables go hand in hand. X-Agunimon and X-Lobomon are unlocked once you complete the game with all 6 playable characters. To unlock X-Agunimon, you need to beat the game with either Agunimon, Kazumon, and Kumamon with 800 D-spirits, while X-Lobomon needs you to beat the game with Lobomon, Beelmon, and Loimon. Now, this is where the grinding begins. You can complete the game the normal way and sweat your way to getting X-Lobomon and X-Agunimon. However, there are easier methods to unlocking these two. The game allows you to unlock any of the unlockable characters regardless of the difficulty, so what you're gonna do now is turn the timer up, lower the game's difficulty, and beat the crap out of the AI. X-Lobomon is much easier to unlock in my opinion, since you can do an infinite combo of some sorts on the enemy with the Jaeger-Loimon projectile attack. In my opinion, unlocking X-Agunimon would be best done with Agunimon. The main reason you want to unlock both of these is because they have alternate forms. X-Agunimon Slight digivolves into Emperor Greymon, while X-Lobomon Slight digivolves into Magna Garurumon, and both turn into Sanamon when Ancient Spirit digivolving. The stages in the game are pretty neat, as they show a mixture of areas from the anime, like the Rocky Dome which shows Kokuwamon from the anime. They even have gimmicks with Digimon that show up. In Kumamon stage, you get to see a Candlemon melt a platform, or like how in the Breezy Plains, there are mushrooms you can bounce on, and in Pipetown, Agunimon stage, there are random fireballs dropping down from the sky. The stages even have Digimon roaming around them, and you can hit these Digimon for yellow diamonds. The music in the stages is fine. The music in Pipetown has to be my favorite, and Kerpymon stage does give off a little foreboding energy. Since this was on the Game Boy Advance, the audio might sound a little compressed. Sometimes the audio can get wonky, specifically Loimon stage, the terminal, which is super cool since a Trailmon can be seen in the background. However, the audio kind of messes up the vibe a little bit. Lastly, Digimon Battle Spirit 2 has a minigame where you can play a marble-like mode where you have to hit the enemy Digimon token out of the stage. It can be a little strategic, but hey, it's a fun time sink once you get the hang of it. Digimon Battle Spirit 2 is a fun fighter. You can finish a playthrough in at least 15 minutes and is an easy yet enjoyable time killer, especially back in the golden days of the Game Boy Advance. The series could have been great if it continued following the newer generations of Digimon media like the anime and manga. It may have some bare-bone mechanics and a small roster of playable characters, and the point collecting may break some of the fun momentum the action had. Digimon Battle Spirit 2 proves that breaking tradition can be a fun and enjoyable experience. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like more of these Digimon and fighting game reviews, feel free to click that like button and subscribe so I know you guys like to see this type of content. I'm planning to hit 500 subs this year, so all of the help I can get is appreciated. And yeah, this has been your boy AndroidPAW, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.